have to look at Electronic Arts. This is, I can't hold your hand. This is for advanced investors, not for beginners. You don't know how to short? It's time to learn. Go find a broker. Go find a real broker. You got $2,000 to your name? Just go fucking watch some PewDiePie or something. Leave me alone. I'm here for institutions and very high net worth investors. You got to short Kasala. That's my pick. Then you can short some Humusite and some SLS. All three are going to go down 50 to 90% in the next 90 days. How much more do you want from me? How much more do you want? Imagine those three happen just as I say they do. That's the GOAT. Because that's the GOAT. Okay, the Furzuk, that gets you a nice little 30-minute timeout. Say something stupid. Go ahead. Go ahead. I hope all you idiots say something stupid. Stay on Wall Street bets. Stay broke. Stay poor. I don't give a fuck. EA is actually 38 billion market cap. It's not small, EA. No, you make those companies over time, Tarek. We have a stock screener. Godel has a stock screener. I try not to use the terminal that shall not be named, the legacy terminal, the first generation terminal. I use next generation terminals. Thank you. Web apps. Who uses installed hard drive programs anymore anyway? Oh yeah, let me put it on the screen. We're looking at EA. This is the video game industry. Oh yeah, let's play the fucking intro, bro. Let's play the intro. Let's play the goddamn theme song. This is Martin Shkreli. It's October 3rd. I dare you to be great. Okay? I dare you.
Instead of looking up to Thomas Jefferson or looking up to Nikola Tesla or looking up to Magellan. I mean, kids, Magellan are cooler than Justin Bieber. He circumnavigated with one ship the entire planet. That's destiny, that's will, that's striving, that's being a trailblazer, an explorer, going into space, mathematics, quantum mechanics, supercomputer universe, Torch, JavaScript, Python. With its beauty, it's incredible detail, tuning into it. Unlock your potential. Defeat the globalists who want to shatter your mind, your doorway to perception. I want to see you truly live. I want to see you truly be who you are. I want my progeny who's coming, my unborn grandchildren and great-grandchildren, to live in this nightmare system these control freaks have created. That's why I don't care about them. I want to continue to live to fight them. That's why I don't have fear. I only have fear of myself and my flesh and not being up to the challenge. I ask you to look in the mirror. What are you doing at this time of the great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds? Once you unlock a mind, once you unlock somebody, then they can unlock their soul.
Let's go. Stop being an NPC. I want everybody here to start a company, start a hedge fund, do something with their lives. Be great. If I can do it, you can do it. What's up, Aporia? A little philosophy in the building. Alright, so Electronic Arts is on a weird fiscal year. Wonderful. We love companies like that. It makes so much sense. Why would you use calendar year when you could make your Q4 end in March? I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, I am the OG. Wall Street Bets. The problem with these Wall Street Bets, idiots, is they take themselves too seriously. Yeah, it's just a shit show. It's because they think they have like a brand or some kind of fucking asset worth protecting, and they obviously don't. So none of them have any clue how to run a business or do anything like that. But okay, so EA has been a shit show. They have shrunk. They have not grown. They were growing. Then they started shrinking. EA has struggled to find its footing against Tencent and Activision and all these other companies. AR. If AR is unusually large, I'll add it, but I don't. AR is not cash. I mean, it's gonna be cash, obviously. If it's unusually large, that's fine. But if you add AR, you have to add AP to debt, right? You can't have it both ways. If you're gonna count the money that's owed to you, you have to count the money you owe others. Interesting to have like no property, plant, and equipment. It's like, I guess it makes sense that a video game company wouldn't. No, the gaming industry has been fine. It's just EA. Accrued expenses are not debt. That's just expenses that have been accrued for by the accountants. Accruals are kind of hard to get your head around, but once you realize what they are, a light bulb in your head kind of goes off. Expenses that haven't been paid, but also you've started an accrual for. Yeah, the whole EA FC, I mean, it's all about FC now, which is funny because it used to be all about Madden. I followed this stock 20 years, and these guys never got a chance to diversify outside of sports, and it's just sad. Sports games are a genre that has sort of gone away. You know, League of Legends decimated the sports game. Between FPS, sports games, and MOBAs, you know. So they got to stop doing buybacks. Start buying other companies. Yeah, there's licensing for sure. But I just think it's how many people are playing. That's still kind of the critical thing. Who's this guy, Andrew Wilson? They barely sell games anymore. It's kind of crazy how the business model has shifted. It's all microtransactions now. Crazy, right? What's going on with Thames? Look at packaged goods. This is what GameStop sells. They're down to 60 million of actual game that you'd pick up. That is 5%. 5% of their revenue is now in that old school format. Yeah, that's what I've been saying for a while, James. I fight with all these retards on Twitter. I'm like, compounding is illegal. There's no fucking doubt about it. Thankfully, it's a really small business for them. They're doing well and everything else. Kind of neat. Amazing. Isn't that beautiful? This is the Drosophila brain. Hmm. It's fascinating. You guys know who Taylor Lorenz is? Our queen. T. Lawrence. It's like T. Swift, kind of, for journalists. Yeah, so if there's any doubt GameStop is worthless, the fact that EA's revenue, 5% of EA's revenue is the actual packaged product. I mean, if that doesn't tell you what you need to know on the GameStop core business. Now, I think the CEO is good CEO, but the question is like, you might have seen my video about like, why would you pay more money to be in his, basically in his PE fund? You know, he's basically running a PE fund right now. And you can invest in other PE funds, and you don't overpay when you invest in those. You think Bitcoin's dead? Maybe. Why do you think Bitcoin's dead? Yeah, I don't really understand what you're saying, Alec. It's kind of too late for that. No Indian indices yet. They're coming. We do have an Indian data vendor, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're basically quitting and pivoting to other things, you know. People just don't buy games like that anymore. In fact, most of the value of the games isn't even purchasable like that. It's as EA's shown, it's microtransactions. Well, when EA started 40 years ago, it was a very creative company. The idea of a video game and what it could be was extremely artistic. And most of the people at the company were programmers and artists and sound people, and they made beautiful video games. They kind of which company? Orange. Models are tools to help you think about companies. If you're just learning a company, it's not easy for you to, you know, necessarily understand what's going to happen to it and predict its stock price, or how the market will react to, say, your forecasts. Let's say your forecasts are exactly right. That still may not be enough, because the markets will do whatever they want, right? Just because a company starts making more money, or more money than even Wall Street expects, doesn't mean the stock will go up. Investor psychology is very important, and it's one of the hardest things to understand. Yeah, I mean, DDM is kind of an old way of thinking about it. That's academic. You know, I think it's sort of been replaced by DCF for a reason. You hear the DDM term every now and then from really old school people, but like at the end of the day, it's not really what the real world represents. But I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't leverage shouldn't matter that much. I think what's most important about models is that you're forecasting a steady state, and that's the biggest trick of all. Because if it's a smaller company, their steady state is either, like, let's say it's a smaller company that has 10% margins. Their steady state is either going to be that they grow and get 30% margins, or that somebody acquires them and then internally they have 30% margins at that company. So like the stock will trade as if one of those two things will happen, not as if they'll have 10% margins forever in the transitory state. It's a little like proteins, actually, in transition states. EA Sports. Then proteins. Alright, so what the hell are these guys gonna do? Is it in the game, though? Okay, so free cash flow, last 2 quarters was 700. Yeah, this is short, man. What's skate? Let's read decay. There's a lot of ways to follow the gaming industry, which is cool. I used to do it, like I said, professionally. Never heard of skate. Sorry, I don't really play too much anymore. Oh, Tony Hawk? That's at Activision, right? Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is FC25, will be up year over year, down year over year. It was gangsta. So everything here is about FC, right? So literally the whole company is FC. So we're going to look into whether people like FC or not. Maybe we even play it. I don't know anything about football, European football. 1982. Oh, they have a lot of games, but they're telling you right here that 73% of their revenue is freaking one game. Apex Legends is dead, it looks like. Yeah, college football is one thing. They put out a college football game. You can gamble inside of FC? Really? I don't think people just don't play sports games anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm out of touch. I could be. I'll just try to trust the numbers. Yeah, they've gone from 3.5 billion to 5.5 billion. But look at packages draw again. I keep looking at the GameStop read through. Packaged has gone from more than half of game sales to 30%, and then packaged has gone from 25% of revenue to 10% of revenue, less than 10%. Yeah, you got to trust the numbers more than the people you know and stuff like that, because otherwise the world would look very different if it was run by your or my personal tastes. What a shit show. It's funny, I mean, they're actually still chugging along in cash flow. It's actually pretty impressive picture right here. I mean, eight years, they've grown cash flow 6% a year. That's actually not terrible at all. This looks like anomalous a little bit. Like here is actually 1550. Actually missed a little bit. They made up for it this year. Maybe they pulled in some revenue from that year or something. I don't know. But I don't know, on average, that's like 1.8, 1.9 maybe in trailing cash flow. That's like very, very steadily growing. I'm still not sure the stock's that great because you're looking at this like massive concentration risk. Like they are still a sports only company. I mean, if you think FIFA is going to keep growing, maybe you could be bullish, but like it'd have to be like a GTA like strategy where it's like just gigantic, monolith company that just grows and grows and grows. Yeah, no, in video games, it's perfectly fine to re-release the same game every year. That's the main meta. Um, that's the main meta. But you have to have a... No, I think their cost of capital is lower than that. But the main meta is sort of like, can you build this towering game that's just gigantic, right? And I think that the idea of releasing like many releases is like gone out the window. And so like we just have to watch if FIFA can grow game over game or year over year. Get out of here, kitty. I swear to God, if you don't get to her, get out of her. Get out of her. I hate you, kitty. I can't do my work if you're here, you little bum. Yeah, so here's a legacy terminal. Look, notice how it looks so old and so ugly, right? It's just disgusting. But for now, it's still got a little bit more information. Like, ew, right? Like, who would use this? Like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, they have this paper here that's trading for 4.4%. So EA definitely doesn't have a high cost of capital. All right, I guess like for my next diligence, I'll actually play the stupid thing and get some more sense for that. But I think the cash flow just isn't there. Pay $37 billion for $2 billion a year. That's not really growing and has downside risk. Nah, fam, I ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No. I mean, it's not horrible, right? 18 times earnings. Murph, you gotta be hungry. I am hungry for success. I already have a lot of success, but I'm still hungry. Why? Because I gotta rub it in people's faces. All the people who don't believe in me. What's funny is all these people believe in me now. So I'm running out of people to rub it in their face. starving for success. Not hungry, I'm starving. I like that.